one of the major technique used for doing all the exercise, all the major problem solving things are said to be merge shot. So yesterday we discussed about merge shot, how the shorting technique will happen. I want to recall that and I will move to the algorithm. Today we are discussing on merge shot algorithm. Yesterday we discussed about the techniques. That particular thing what I told you yesterday that I want to recall today. So we are having the elements. So whatever the elements we are having, that we have to divide and then we have to conquer. That is the concept of divide and conquer. So here we are having the elements. Totally we are having 8 elements. So 18, 26, 32, 6, 43, 15, 9 and 1. These are the elements we are having. So these elements has to be splitted. So we are just taking the midpoint, and the midpoint will be taken in two split ups. So left hand side split ups and right hand side split up. So in the left hand side, what and all the values you are having when you are taking 8, so the mid value 4 4 we have to divide. So here we are having 18, 26, 32 and 6. So right hand side we are having 43, 15, 9 and 1. So these are the values we are having in the right hand side and the left hand side. So let's see further division of this particular part. So here we are having 4. This side also we are having 4. That mean by left hand side and right hand side we are having 4 4 values. Further split up we are getting 2 2. So 4 will be divided into 2. This side also it will be divided into 2. The same way here also we are having 4, that will be divided into 2 2. And further what we are having, we are just splitting the entire inputs, whatever the inputs we are having, that will be splitted in the form of 1 1. So all the values whatever you are having, that will be splitted into single nodes. So all the single nodes will have to be merged again or concur again, and it will form a final result. So until this step, whatever the blue things you are seeing, this is come under division part of the merge sort algorithm. So divide we are doing this side, and conquer we are doing the right hand side. Left hand side what you are seeing is division part, right hand side what you are seeing is conquer part. So here we are just dividing all the values one by one. So individual values will be divided, and then we started conquering. While started conquering, what and all the things we are doing, 18 and 26 we are taking, so that we are just conquering. While conquering, we are comparing the values whether 18 is less than 26. If it is correct, we are conquering as it is. If it is wrong, if you are having 18 in the next position and 26 in the first position, on that case you have to short and you have to merge. Mean by 18 will become in the first position and 26 will be go in the second position. So let's see the second example. When you are conquering this particular value 32 and 6, that 32 is a greater number and 6 is the lesser number, so that you have to merge with shorted value. Mean by 6 has to come in the first and 32 has to go in the second. The same way 43 and 15 we are having. So 15 has to go in the first and 43 has to go in the second. Like that, the last one 9 and 1 we are having. 1 has to go in the first and 9 has to go in the second. So now we merge the individual values and it will be merged in 2 2 like that. Again we have to merge these values. These two things we have to take and merge as a 4 values, and here also we are having this 2 has to be merged as a 4 values. So here we have to take this 2 and here we have to identify which is the least number in this first 4. The least number is 6. Next to this greater is 18. Next to the greater is 26. Next to the greater is 32. So that way we are arranging the value. 6, 18, 26 and 32 we are arranging. Here when you are taking the right hand side part, we are having the least number as 1. So that is taken here. And next to that the greater number is 9. And next to that the greater number is 15. And next to that the greater number is 43. So 1, 9, 15, 43 we are taking as the shorted value. Now we have to merge these two parts, that is to be 4 and 4 here. So that will be merged as a final output, the shorted sequence we are merging. So in this first case, what and all the value we are having, we have to compare. So in this, among these two, we are having the least value as 1 that we are taken. The next greater value is 6, and next greater value is 9, and next greater value is 15, and next greater value is 18, and next greater value is 26, and next to that we are having 32, and next to that we are having 43. So this way it's merged in the final result. So we are having divide in your left side and conquer in the right side. This way our merge sort algorithm will works. So this is a simple example for understanding the merge sort. Now let's move for our algorithm. So let's see the algorithm. So here, what is the algorithm? Merge sort is the method what we are having in the starting of the algorithm. So we are having the array. So array contains 0 to n minus 1. So array starts from 0 until n minus 1 we are having. For example, if the size of the array is 5, then what we are starting, the starting of the array is 0 until 4. That is mean by n minus 1. 5 minus 1, 4. So that's what they are representing in the starting. Now let's see sorts array A of 0 until n minus 1 by recursive merge sort. So we have to do the recursive function and we have to sort the array of A of 0 to n minus 1. Whatever the array we are getting, that has to be sorted with use of recursive merge sort. So why we are using the word recursive? Because we have to do the operation again and again. So until we are dividing the entire value into subnodes, we have to do the division parts. We have to subdivide the entire array into subnodes. Again, we have to divide like that. We have to repeat the same process again and again. Like that, when you further divide, we have to concute the values again and again until forming the final result. For that reason, we are using the word recursive. Now, let's see the input and output for this algorithm. What is the input of the algorithm? An array A of 0 to n minus 1 of orderable elements. So we are having the array which is having a sequential way. Whatever the orderable elements we are having, it should be there in the particular array position. So here you can see the input what you are having. So 10, 26, 32, 6, 43, 15, 9 and 1. So this is the sequence of the array. So here we are having the array in the form of orderable elements. So what we have to find output, the output is in the form of sorted and incremental order thing. Okay, non-descending order, that is said to be incremental order way we have to form the array. So what is the output for our program? Array A of 0 to n minus 1 we have to form. The array in which way we have to form this array? Sorted array, and it will become in the incremental way. Incremental way we have to form the array. Okay. Now let's see the inner part of the algorithm. So until now we discussed on what is the input for the particular algorithm and what is the output the algorithm will display, that we discussed here. Now n greater than 1. So whatever the input you are giving, the size of the input, whatever you are giving, if it is greater than 1, if the n value is 2, n value is 2 mean by you are having the array with size of 2. So 2 greater than 1, what it will do? It will just do this operation. So what it will do? Copy A of 0 to n divided by 2 minus 1 to B of n divided by 2 minus 1. So copy n divided by 2 of n minus 1 and to C of n divided by 2 of n minus 1. So this is the way we are applying our division operation. Mean by the divide operation, we are dividing the entire particular array position into sub array position. No, that what the operation they are doing here by splitting the array into sub arrays. And after that, what they are doing, they are just applying the merge sort and they are just sorting the elements. So they are applying the merge sort while merging. They are comparing the values and just sorting the values according to the greater and lesser value. That what the operation they are doing here. And after that, they are just calling the merge function. So merge function will be there in the next slide. So what the merge function do? That we are passing that here we are passing B, C and A. These three variables we are passing. So these three are the sub arrays what we got from the entire array. So these three array positions are passed as parameter for the merge sort function. So merge sort function will do what? So this is the merge sort function. So this will retrieve all the three arrays, and what it will do? It will just do the merge operation. So what is the input for merge operation and what is the output for merge operation we will discuss here. So here we are getting shorted arrays. Here they are mentioned two shorted arrays into one shorted array they are making actually. So here they are mentioning this position. These are the two shorted arrays that has to be merged as a single shorted array. For this particular thing, they are mentioning the algorithm. So how they are mentioning the algorithm? The input for the algorithm is array of b of 0 to p minus 1 and c of 0 to q minus 1, both shorted array. Let's consider b of 0 to p minus 1 and c of 0 to q minus 1. P of 0 to p minus 1 and q of 0 to this is the thing actually. B of 0 to p minus 1 and c of 0 to q minus 1. So let's consider the first array is b of 0 to p minus 1. B of 0 to p minus 1. Let's consider this array is c of 0 to q minus 1. So we have to merge this b and c array as a final array. So that's what they are mentioning here. So what they are mentioning here, output is shorted array a of 0 to p plus q minus 1 of the elements of b and c. So they are merging the b and c array as a array. So this array, what the final array they are getting as a, that they are mentioning here. So finally, what the output is the array shorted array a, and that will be got from b and c. Okay. Now how they are doing this? Let's see. So I value, j value, and k value they are declaring here. I value will be 0, j value also 0, and k value also 0. They are initializing these three variables as 0. Now what they are starting with, I less than p and j less than q. So you have to understand what is p and what is q. P is said to be the size of the subarray of B. Q is the size of the subarray of C. Okay, these are the two arrays. Size of P and size of the array B and size of array C will be P and Q. So they are taking us that as a condition. Until that condition, they are iterating the while loop. Now what they are doing, if b of I less than or equal to c of j. So first time I value will be 0 and j value also 0. So b of 0th position will be compared with c of 0th position. If the b of 0th position is less than or equal to c of 0th position, what the thing they are doing, they are just assigning b of 0 to a of k, and then they are just incrementing the I value. And if the condition, what the condition, if the condition is false, if the b of I is greater than or equal to c of j, if the condition is ulta, mean by if the condition is false, then it will go to the else part. So else part what will do, the c of j is lesser value, so that will be assigned to a of k. So the lesser value will be assigned in the a of k's first position. What is the k value? K value also 0. So a of 0 position will be the lesser value. If b of 0 less than c of 0, so b of 0 will be assigned to a of 0. If the condition is false, that is mean by c of 0 is the lesser value. On that case, it will just assign c of 0 to a of 0. So every time the I value will be incremented when it assigns in the if condition. Outside of the if condition, else value, we are incrementing the j value. So k value also incremented. And if I is equal to p, I is equal to p mean by what? If the I value and the p value are equal, then what happens? We are just copying the values, whatever the values we are having, that we are copying to the a of k. A of whatever the value we are having in the array C, that will be copied to a. The same way, if the condition is false, if the I value is not equal to p value, then we are just copying the array value of b to a. So this what the algorithm they are defining. So every time the while loop will be iterate and check all the values, check the values one by one. So this thing you have to understand. First it will check with 1 and 6, which is the least value. So least value will be put in the first position of a. The next list value what it will be, that it will identify 6 will be the next list value, that will be put in the next position of a, like that. This comparison they are doing in the particular algorithm. Okay, let's see this analysis
Sir,
of this
last two
algorithm.
step.
Which last two steps here, what we are doing?
If I is equal to p, that
So
last
if
step.
the I value, whatever the I value we are having, if it is equal to the p-value, whatever the size of the array, if you are having the value of the particular p, here the p-value will be 3.
Yes, sir.
So 0 to 3 we are having. So if the I value what we are having here, it's equal to whatever the iteration, when it reaches 3, when the 3 is equal to the size of the first array, then we have to copy the remaining elements to A. And if the condition is false, mean by if the I value is not matching the P, then the second array, whatever we are having, that will be copied to A. That's what the algorithm they are defining. So here, whatever the concept you understand, the same thing they are given in the form of algorithm. Let's move for the analysis. So basic operation we are having, the basic operation of this algorithm is key comparison. So whatever the value we are having, that has to be identified, and we are identifying the least value and next greater value. Like that we are identifying one value, and we are comparing the value to make a shorted array, and that array has to be go in incremental way from the least to the highest value. So best case, worst case, and average case exists. Execution does not depend on the order of the data. Best case and average case runtime are the same as worst case runtime. So whatever the data you are giving, the execution will not depend on the data. It will depend on the split up of your particular data. For example, if the data is already shorted, whatever the input you are getting, if it is already shorted, then your split up will be very less. Okay, your split up of this divide and conquer will be very less steps. If your data is not sorted properly, mean by we have to sort more. On that case, what we have to do, we have to divide large and we have to conquer also. Our conquer step also go large. So the size of the n, if the size of the array is increased, here we are having totally 8 elements. For 8 elements, how many divide we are doing? 1, 2, 3, nearly 3 steps of division we are doing. Again, 3 steps of conquer we are doing. So you think of, if you are having the size of the array is much more. If I am having 50 as the size of the array, on that time, how much division part we have to do, how much conquer part we have to do. So according to the n value, our time complexity increases. If your n value, the size of the array increases, the time complexity also increases. So next to that, all the cases are same. All the case runtimes are same. They are telling best case, average case, and worst case runtimes are same, because it depends on the uh, size of the data, not the order of the data. So execution does not depends on order of the data. So whatever the order it may be, the split up will take time. So split up time will be the major time. It will spoil the time complexity. So here worst case, during a key comparison, neither of two analyses become empty before other one contains just one element. So if we are having only only one element in our uh, particular array, there is no comparison. So that will become as best case. Okay, there is no comparison. We can put as a output at the same value only. If you are having two elements, okay, so when you are having two elements, if the array is not empty, we have to contain a comparison, and we have to identify which is the best, which is the lesser value and which is the greater value. If you are having two arrays that are empty actually, before comparison you have to check the condition. If both arrays are empty, and if you are trying to compare, that they are telling us a worst case. So worst case comparison will take a long time delay, and it will take out the algorithm execution time also very large, and your space complexity also affected in the worst case. So worst case analysis, they are given a formula like this. So what the thing analysis in the worst case? Assume the simplicity of the total numbers of elements in n in power of 2. The recurrence relations of the number of key comparisons C of n is C of n is equal to 2 C of n divided by 2 plus merge of n. For n greater than 1, C of 1 is equal to 0. So here we are just having the comparisons that will be represented as C of n. So the worst case can be written as C of 2C of n divided by 2 plus C of merge of n. For n greater than 1, C of 1 is equal to 0. The same case, C merge of n, the number of key comparison performed during the merge stage. So what is the merge comparison? How many comparisons will be done? For that, they are making the formula. At each step, exactly one comparison is made. Total comparisons are n minus 1. So C of worst of n equal to 2C worst n divided by 2 plus n minus 1. So this is the worst case comparison for the merge chart when you are comparing with different keys. So you have to remember this analysis formula. They may ask the formula while you are writing the examination. They may ask the analysis for worst case. You have to remember this formula and you have to write this formula in the final examination. So let's see the analysis for the worst case. So what they are doing here, A value and B value they are substituting, and f of n they are substituting as n minus 1, so that theta of n and d is equal to 1. So when you are substituting this, what the output you will get, 2 is equal to 2 power 1, case 2 holds the master theorem. So worst case will be written as theta of n power d log n, theta of n power 1 log n, and theta of n of log n. So our final worst case can be identified as theta of n log n. So what is the thing here? When you are having the recurrence equation, T of n can be written as A of n divided by B plus f of n. So in that place, when you are checking, f of n belongs to theta of n power d. So if the d is greater than equal to 0, in that case, we can write the particular theta operation of time complexity of n in 3 different ways. So T of n can be written as theta of n power d when a is less than b power d. Other way, when the theta of n power d log n, in that case, how the condition will be is a is equal to b power d. Now the third condition we are having is theta of n power log b power a. In this case, our condition will be written as a greater than b power d. So these are the 3 analysis part they are having. So the
how
advantage.
will we know we have to take that only, sir? Like how will we know we should take theta of n log n only, sir?
So theta of n log n is the final calculation they done with use of this analysis for merge shot. This particular they solved and they identified n log n actually. The mathematical part I will take you in separate session so that you can able to understand. They given only the final output as result. They given the final formula output here as result. So I will take you on session how they are identified this n log n so that you can able to understand clearly.
Yes,
So
sir.
finally, let go for the comparison of advantages in this merge sort algorithm. So number of comparisons is very optimal when you are going for other comparison, when you are going for sequential comparison, and when you are comparing the values one by one, and when you are sorting the values, it will take long time. The comparison will go for long time, and the execution time also go longs. When you are going for divide and conquer merge sort, our comparisons will be very optimal. We with very optimal comparisons, we are identifying the solution in merge sort. And for large n, as I told, if you are having 50, size of the array is 50, size of the array is 100 or 500. what the thing they are telling, the number of comparisons made by this algorithm is average case, turn out to be about to 0.25 n less than, and hence it will be theta of n log n. So when you are having your comparison with large size, for example 500 elements I'm having the array. So when you are having the 500 elements, what happens? The algorithm works in average case because it have to do much division part and much concurrent part. So lot of split up will happen there and lot of merge will be happen there. So it will go for average case. On the time, our time complexity T of n will be written as theta of n log n, what we discussed in the previous slide. Next, the merge chart will be never go for big O of n square. Big O of n square is one type of time complexity. It will never go for that time complexity. So it will work with only theta of n log n time complexity when the average case occurs. Next to this, another advantage of merge chart is over quick shot, it is stability. So quick shot is not stable and merge shot is stable, they are telling. What is mean by stable? It will not it will be fixed for the particular problem. It will not give false results or unnecessary results. It will give a proper result, and it will give the shorted array, and whatever the result you are getting, that is proper result. That what the thing they are mentioning here. Here the definition for shorting algorithm, when the algorithm is stable, mean by if two objects with equal key appears in the same order in the shorted output as they appear in the input array to be shorted. So we are having the same element. So the array A we are having 25, array B also we are having 25. So we have to compare 25 and 25, and we have to put which array 25 at first and which array 25 at second. So if both are same, which array at first that will be put at first and which array at second that will be put at second. That comparison will be done properly in the merge shot, but they are telling quick shot it's not proper. So next to that, the limitations of our algorithm, the merge shot algorithm. Here, the principal shot coming of merge shot is the linear amount of big O of n of extra storage of the algorithm recurs. Here, what they are telling is the space complexity algorithm will take long. So our algorithm will work with maximal memory. So the space complexity will be very high, they are telling. And the second point, the merging can be done in place. The resulting algorithm is quite complicated and for the theoretical interest only. So here, the algorithm results, whatever we are making, it's very complicated to identify for bigger n values. And we can go for theoretical way in solving that particular thing. So merging can be done in place. So whatever the merging you are making, that will be done in the place. The resulting algorithm is quite complicated, and the theoretical part, for that reason we are doing this purpose they are telling actually. So when your n value is very high, when your n value is going 500 or 600 or 700 or more than 1000, merging part of this algorithm will be quite complicated. It's taking lot of time and lot of space also. So on the time, the thing is we are taking this particular algorithm for theoretical thing. We are not implementing this algorithm for that. We are moving for some other algorithm. So next to this variations, the algorithm can be implemented bottom up by merging the pairs of arrays elements, and this is used to avoid the time and space overhead of using the stack to handle the recursive calls. We can divide a list of sorted in more than two parts, sorts each recursively and then merge them together. So first part is what we are doing is we are just merging the values and sorted parts. Second one is second part is dividing and we are just dividing furthermore. It will be done with use of recursive thing. So this particular task will be achieved with use of multi-way merging. Multi-way merging mean by we are just merging multiple nodes and we are making the final array. So this particular merging will be occurred with use of multi-way merge sort. So that what our merge sort happens. Somewhat the analysis part you may have doubts. Analysis part I will take in a separate slide so that you can able to understand how the analysis part works. So today we discussed on merge sort students and we discussed on the lab output also, how we done the output. Now